welcome to Agency Therapy. We're super stoked to have you. If you've missed the last few streams, we've been kind of going down this series of building a 7-figure SMMA from scratch. We're talking offer creation, we're talking crafting the perfect offer. So we have two phases today that we're going to be covering inside of the offer creation. All right, we got a little phase one, phase two. Okay, this is what we're looking at from a broad view today, the macro view. All right, but let's jump into micro right away. Of course, we have the reading recommendation. So you guys, if you're wanting to create a great offer, all right, the recommended reading is definitely $100 million offers. I haven't really seen anyone write a better book on offers yet. If you know of any, drop it in the chat. But this is literally the playbook. So if you guys are wanting more in-depth instruction on crafting offers, if you want to become legendary on creating offers, this is it. So where are we starting here? Well, you guys, a lot of people, and dude, we see a lot of agencies. I talk to a lot of agencies. I look at a ton of websites, especially when I jump on sales calls with all the agencies that we talk to on a regular basis. And let me tell you, a majority of these agencies are positioned as commodity agency services. And this is the biggest problem that I see with a lot of agencies, especially the ones that are trying to gain traction, is that they're all commodity agency services. It really is a tough thing to get over because you want to be a generalist. You want to have a big total addressable market because you want to build a big agency, but you can't start there, in my opinion, right? And some people can do it successfully, but in my opinion, you can't be a commodity. You have to go back to that workshop that we talked about a couple weeks ago on positioning and niching down, okay? And if you guys missed that, please go back and watch it because it is seriously a core fundamental, okay? Because when you're a commodity agency, you're available anywhere, right? Anyone can offer what you're offering and you don't really stand out, okay? So you're available anywhere. You have no niche positioning. And guys, I beat the dead horse, okay, multiple times on having a niche positioning. I don't think I really have to go down and explain it any further, but you guys know that a niche positioning is going to be way more powerful in you starting your agency and getting it up and running and getting it to its first $1 million than having no niche positioning at all. Be the best possible, right? So with that being said, when we can do that, purchase is based off of price, not value, okay? When we're not niche positioned, okay, we're going to be purchased off of price, not the value of our actual service. And that's not the place to be, okay? That's what we consider a commodity service. We don't want to be the person who's like, oh, like, yeah, you're just like the cheapest price or you're too expensive, so we're going to go with someone else. Okay? Not a good place to be when it comes to your offering. So we're trying to avoid being a commodity service, okay? It's not fun. But before we jump into it, we are actually going to revisit that niche positioning and pricing just a little bit. We have two columns here that we're going to be covering here, service and price, okay? And if you guys have read Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers, he lays this out pretty clearly, but he lays it out for a different service. So I laid it out specifically for an agency service, the agency service we've been creating over the last few weeks. So over here, we have the general service, is what I would consider a commodity service, is like organic content creation, right? That's the generalist service. That is the commodity service, right? And this is the perfect example over here. We've all seen this before, a little Fiverr, right? Little Fiverr starting at $20 per video, $10 per video, 30, 20 bucks, right? That's what we can probably get from this. Maybe up to $100 per video, but probably roughly looking at $1,000 per month, okay? When you're just a generalist content creator for, I don't know, everything, right? Okay, once again, it's commodity. A ton of people do it. You're not specialized at all. From there, we get a little bit more specified organic content creation specifically for entrepreneurs. Okay, maybe $1,000, $2,000 per month that you can charge for something like that. And once again, these are more estimates. Some people might be able to charge more, but for the most part, like if you're creating content, in my opinion, most people that are creating content are entrepreneurs, right? And so with that being said, you might be able to get away with $1,000, $2,000. Okay, but we want to go more niche than that. And so that's where we drop into organic content creation for digital entrepreneurs, right? Okay, so we just niche down just a little bit more, $2,000 to $3,000 per month. But for me, our agency, organic content creation for digital female entrepreneurs who run 7- and 8-figure organizations, okay? And then that's where we get into the higher price points. And even on this, we could potentially even go more niche than this if we really need to, okay? So with that being said, that's kind of where we're going, but this is just a perfect example of, hey, we need to go from being the generalist of, hey, we do organic content creation, and we need to get down to this here, okay? And this is one of my favorite quotes right here by Dan Kennedy. There's no strategic benefit to being the second cheapest in the marketplace, but there is for being the most expensive, right? So we're looking to be expensive, right? It is a tactical advantage to be the most expensive service that you possibly can, right? Because it's going to stand out. People are going to be like, wow, why is he charging $5,000? Why is he charging $10,000 for this service? Okay. There's no strategic advantage for you being the person that charges $1,000 per month. Doesn't separate you from the competition. Visit that niche positioning. Take a look at your agency service. Are you a generalist or are you a specialist? And we always want to be the specialist, baby. We want to be the best at what we do. Building out the offer. Where do we start? Well, the best place to start when building an offer is always problems and solutions. Okay. And Hormozi has this famous thing called the value equation. So if you guys haven't read this yet, this is what it looks like. This is what was on the thumbnail of the video today. We have the dream outcome multiplied by the perceived likelihood of achievement divided by time delay and effort and sacrifice. And this will make more sense as we go a little bit deeper into this video today. But this equation becomes very important for you to know as you launch offers within your agency. Now, my favorite thing is one offer. You guys know this. One offer on one niche until $1 million. In my opinion, I don't like launching other offers until we hit that. So it's just personal preference there. You might have a different outlook on it, but we're doing one offer specifically around this. We have to divide this up here. Okay, so the top half of the fraction and the bottom half of the fraction, and actually talk about them. Okay, so the top half, people tend to spend the most time on the top half of the equation. It's pretty natural. Okay, so the dream outcome, the perceived likelihood of achievement, that's where a majority of people start and end their offer creation. And we need to go a little bit deeper. We do need to hit the bottom side, but let's talk about the top half. This is essentially where the big claims come in, right? So the social proof, all of those pieces come in and kind of make people a commodity. Everyone does this. Everyone has case studies. Everyone has the big claims that their service is the one that is going to be the one that is for you, right? And can take you to the desired result that you're trying to get to because you've done it for other people. So that's where the big claims come in. We see everyone do this. Everyone flexes their, their Facebook ad accounts. Everyone flexes their organic reach for the clients that they're working with, right? We all see those. We all see the screenshots. So not saying it's bad, it's needed, but at the end of the day, it's not the only part of the equation we should focus on. With that being said, you guys, we have to increase this, okay? The top half of the equation, okay? The goal is to increase this positioning here, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more about what we're actually going to be increasing in just a second, but just know that the top half of the equation is something that we need to increase. On the bottom half of the equation, this is time delay and effort and sacrifice. Where the best offers are simply created, the goal is to get these as close to zero as possible, right? So time delay, okay? Amazon, 101, okay? Why do we love Amazon so much? Well, because they ship our stuff sometimes the same day, if not within one day. So we're trying to get that as close to zero as possible. Whatever the service is, we're trying to decrease the amount of time. And then on the effort and sacrifice side, once again, we're looking to get that as close to zero as possible. Okay. Chances are in most of your services, there is going to be a little effort and sacrifice needed from the other party. But the goal is to decrease that as much as possible because done for you services, people love done for you services, right? They're hiring you because they don't want to do it. Perception of bottom half of the equation is always to decrease it. Okay. So we want to increase the dream outcome, increase the perceived likelihood of achievement, and we want to decrease time delay and effort and sacrifice. Problems and solutions. Dream outcome, perceived likelihood of achievement, time delay, effort, and sacrifice. All right, so creating the dream outcome. Remember, we're trying to increase the likelihood of reaching the dream outcome. That's the first part of this value equation, okay? A prospect's dream outcome is the expression of the feelings and experiences the prospect has envisioned in their mind. A little Hormozi quote for you guys to take home and get tattooed on yourself. The increase or decrease in relative standing when compared to others, socially or professionally, okay? So we are looking for status here. So that's why a lot of people buy, okay? It's gonna be based off of the status and them feeling like they are making an edge or gaining an edge socially or professionally. And our content agency is going to help us increase our prospect status. Everyone wants nice looking content made for their business. And so that's what we're going to provide to them. We got Mr. Gary V here, okay? Mr. Attention is currency, right? We've heard this over the last few years, is that we are now trading a currency of attention when it comes to social media, when it comes to really anything of monetary value. This is going to be the currency coming forward. Whether you believe it or not, we are fighting for attention on these social platforms, and the people that get the most attention are going to win. It's kind of nice, especially for an offer around an organic agency, content agency, is that is what we're trading. The attention is the currency, okay? And it's becoming more and more important. If you guys haven't studied Maslow's hierarchy of needs, would highly recommend studying a little bit of that, also alongside of some life force desires if you're not familiar. But basically, you have to understand that humans desire certain things, okay? And we have basic needs that need fulfilling, okay? Whether that's a biological or physiological, food, sleep, water, okay? Those are needs that we innately need as human beings, okay? Other things that are a little bit more psychological, okay? The basic needs along with this are safety, okay? So security, health, finances, right? We want to be secure in those areas in life. Towards the top of the pyramid here, we have more of the psychological needs. So love and belonging, friendship, intimacy, family, connections. And then close to the top here, we have esteem. And as a content agency, this is the part of the pyramid that we go after. Respect, status, recognition, strength, self-esteem, okay? We're searching for that status, and content is becoming a symbol of status. And in order for you guys, or in order for us to win as a content agency, we're going to lean hard into this status. The psychological part becomes really important, especially as we start crafting the offer. So creating the perceived likelihood of achievement. How likely does a prospect believe that they are making a purchase will help them gain the result that they're looking for? Really, buying decisions come down to perceived likelihood of achievement. They feel like they're going to win with your service, then chances are they're going to buy it. And so for us, 4 core pillars that we need to really focus in on when creating perceived likelihood of achievement, okay? Strong messaging, social proof, offer, and guarantees. Now, if you're a brand new agency starting from scratch, sorry, you don't have the social proof yet. You're just going to have strong messaging. You're going to have a strong offer, and you might have to tie some guarantees to it. Now, as you grow as an agency, you can start building in that social proof as you start winning for clients. But starting off, you're not going to have that. The goal is to race to get to the point you have social proof. And the faster we can get there, the easier the offer is to sell, because people want to see that other people like them have had success inside of your program, inside of your agency, right? Whatever your service might be. Strong messaging, social proof, offer, guarantees. If you're just starting, you just don't have social proof. If you're coming from another agency though, lean on your agency experience that you gained from that other agency. Nothing wrong with that. Now, you might not be able to say clients directly that you worked with, but you better believe you could talk about the ad spend that you used, the content you created, right? You worked on those accounts. That's your experience as well. So utilize that, especially as you're pitching clients that you worked with those types of clients. It's just going to give you a leg up. Now, let's go to the bottom half of the equation. So let's talk about time delay a little bit, okay? Remember, the goal of time delay is to get it as close to 0 as possible. Can we actually get it to 0? No, unless you have like a service that you can simply just trade. You know, hey, like you're switching like a login to a Kajabi course or something, and that's it. Okay, then the time delay is essentially 0. But a lot of you are offering some sort of services that the main result doesn't get out until 30 days later. But our goal is to minimize that time delay as much as possible, because people buy off speed more times than buying off price. From the time the client buys to receiving that promised benefit is what we really need to hone in on. And we should have a good idea of when the client buys from us, when that benefit rolls through. 30, 45 days, okay? Normal for agency services. If we can do it sooner, I mean, you're just gonna have a leg up. So people buy for the long-term outcome, but what makes them stay is those short-term experiences, right? So we can pitch on, you know, what the long-term outcome is all day. And in agency services, especially if you guys are doing media buying, especially if you guys are doing content creation, some of those results we know take a long time, take 90 days, take up to a year to get it ramped up to the point we want it to be, right? You can't just go into an ad account and spend $30,000. Can't just go in day one doing that. Quickest way to lose a client, and I don't know, probably get sued. We need to be tracking some of these short-term wins to make them feel like they're actually winning. Because when we have a longer time delay, which a lot of agency services do, we need to chunk down some of those wins and be able to say, hey, we're winning in the short term while still focused on the long-term goals. So whatever your services are, if you can get wins within the first 7 days, first 14 days, first 21 days, and actually be able to say, hey, like this is where we're winning this. And they don't even have to be that big of wins. It could be simply communicating that, hey, accounts are set up. We got your account set up in the first 7 days, right? That's a win. It might not sound like a win to us, because we're in it day to day, but it's a win for our client when they get onboarded within the first 48 hours of them paying. Hey, we're fully on the onboarding process now. We're done. We're going to start activating campaigns. We're going to have campaigns activated within the next 5 days. 8 days, we're spun up and ready to roll. So we're just tracking some of those wins, some of those milestones that we're hitting along the process in order to make our clients feel that we're getting that short-term win, that short-term experience, but we still have the long-term outcome. So for us, this might be like, hey, you're going to get your first 10 reels within 14 days. So as a content agency, we're going to get those first 10 reels within the first 14 days. Cool. That's a quick win. That's fast. 10 reels in 14 days. That's moving. When we can't rely on our experience, when we can't rely on certain parts of this equation, we can decrease time delay and win on time delay alone. Last part of the equation here, okay? Effort and sacrifice. The other thing that we're looking to decrease in this equation. So we're going to lower the effort and sacrifice that the client actually has to put into working with us. It should be as low as possible, especially in an agency service that's done for you. Effort and sacrifice should be very minimal. The most effort and sacrifice they're putting in should probably be on onboarding, and that's about it. And in an ideal world, the client says yes, and the dream outcome would happen without any extra effort from them, right? So they say, yep, we're rolling. Let's do it. Let's get signed up. Let's get paid. And then after that, they don't put in any extra effort. Their biggest effort is making sure that there's money in the bank account to pay for your service. But at the end of the day, this isn't realistic with agency services, but we can get pretty close. This is why we charge a premium for done for you services versus do it yourself, right? If you were just teaching people how to do content, hey, we just couldn't charge as much. So done for you services, you're just going to be able to charge more for it. Okay. And the client doesn't have all of the effort and sacrifice at that point. If an expert does it, it will increase their likelihood of achievement, right? And so when you have a done for you service and you're an expert in your craft, you get to charge the premium, and then you get to lower the effort and sacrifice that your clients put in to the service. Hopefully that's making sense so far. This is the beginning, and these are the key aspects that you should really know when crafting your offer. Offer creation phase 2. Now we actually start identifying aspects of the ratio, okay, or the fraction up top here, the value equation. And the first part is just identifying the dream outcome. Yeah. And Hormozi puts it as selling the vacation. We're not going to sell them on the plane ride. We're not going to sell them on going through security and having to go through TSA and waiting 3 hours at the Denver airport and almost missing your flight. We're going to sell the destination. I'm not selling content. I'm selling the outcome of content, especially in the example of the agency that we're building. Essentially, what I'm going to be selling is, hey, we're going to 10x your impressions in 8 weeks. Sounds too good to be true, right? But we're going to 10x your impressions in 8 weeks. And if you start posting reels consistently, that's actually a relatively easy thing to do, especially if you have someone that isn't posting regularly and isn't consistent on content creation. 10xing your impressions in 8 weeks is, honestly, you could probably 10x your impressions within the first month. With that being said, maybe that's going to be part of the offer. 10x your impression in 8 weeks. That's the dream outcome. That's the vacation I'm pitching. From there, we're going to list our problems. Okay. So we talked about this up here, right? Problems and solutions. That's what we're going to hit on down here, because we need to list the problems and solution to start designing our value equation. The traditional way of creating content. So this is all the problems that we're going to run into. Content prep. Everyone hates prepping for content. No one likes writing scripts. No one likes looking at inspiration for content. No one likes creating topics for all the videos. Nobody enjoys doing that. I don't enjoy doing it. I put this mural board together for an hour and a half last night before bed. It was not fun at all. Okay. Getting the inspiration, looking through inspiration to see like, hey, like, what type of thumbnail should we create specifically for this video? What other videos that are similar can we take inspiration from in order to create a great thumbnail, creating topics for all those videos, and then actually scripting them out. You're talking a couple hours of effort for one YouTube video and, for 30 reels. That's a decent amount of work. After that, okay, more problems. Filming the content. You actually have to press record and film, right? Takes time, takes effort, especially if you're in a little bit of a funk that day and you're like, dang, like I can't even get the words out, jumbling all my words, trying to talk to the camera, getting frustrated. And then after that, you gotta actually take the freaking card, the SD card, out of the camera, and you gotta upload that thing to Google Drive. That's annoying too. And then editing content. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started here. Okay, this is the most time-consuming part. Sorting through all the footage, organizing it into a project management software, editing the content, doing the revisions on the content. These are all things that people don't like doing. And honestly, there's probably a lot more on this list. I made this list relatively quick, but these are all the annoying things about creating content. And then lastly, posting content. You know how much content I've made and didn't post because it's too time consuming. I don't have time to post my content. Creating that posting schedule, writing the copy for captions, descriptions, right? These are all the problems that come with creating content and that we need to solve in our solutions list, okay? This list of problems is what we build off of. Make it as long as you can. Make as many problems as you can, because at the end of the day, what we're actually going to do is we're going to create delivery on these specific items, okay? List of solutions. Here it is. Down here. So we're going to solve all the problems. Okay, we're not going to solve all of them. We're going to solve some of them. That way we are lowering as much as possible. What are we lowering? effort and sacrifice. We're going to do our best to lower effort and sacrifice as much as possible. So for content prep, we're gonna have content inspiration Slack channel. That sounds cool. Okay, that's done for you. We're gonna drop inspiration into that Slack channel every single day, like clockwork, baby. You're gonna have so much inspiration, you're not even gonna know what to do with it. So that's one of the solutions we're gonna bring to the table. We're gonna have monthly one-on-one topic generation calls. It's a done with you part of the service. It's gonna take a little bit of effort and sacrifice, but we're gonna come alongside of you and we're gonna show you content that is working specifically in your niche. And we're gonna do topic generation calls to get you set up and get you in the right frame for creating content for your next month. We're gonna create a do-it-yourself scripting templates for easy plug-and-play scripts. And for us, we're gonna create that. That way they have something to go off of. They're not just creating scripts out of the blue. We're gonna make sure that they're getting the right hooks in there. They got some call to actions at the end. Oh man, their content's gonna be so good because they're gonna have this template that they're going to go off of and create all their content from. And then filming content, press record and film the content. Guys, it's do it yourself. Okay. Dang, you got to actually press the record button. I can't do that for you. You got to press the record button, but we can help you with the prep, but you got to actually record the content. That's an increase in effort and sacrifice. That's kind of part of the game and part of the agency game sometimes. And then upload raw content to Google Drive. Dang, you got to do it yourself too. But we can give you some best practices on how to do all that stuff, right? We'll have a little course on how to press film and record your content, all the lighting strategies. Okay, your content's going to look crispy, but you got to get behind it and actually do it. So there's not much we can do on the filming content side, unfortunately, especially for an organic content agency, but we can do our best. We can give them some resources to help them succeed. Editing content. This is where we come in, baby. This is where we're the hero. This is where we shine. Okay, we're going to sort through all your footage for you. Okay, don't even worry about organizing it. Just throw the whole thing, throw the whole bitch inside the Google Drive. We got it covered. Okay. We're going to sort through all that footage. We're going to organize it for you. We're going to label it. It's going to be so organized. Oh, it's going to look great. The footage, we're going to do it for you. Okay, we're going to sort through it. We're going to make sure it gets organized appropriately. You guys have access to those raw files. From there, we're going to organize it in our own internal project management software. You're not even going to have to worry about the project management side because we're going to handle that for you. We got it. No stress on your shoulders. And then we're going to edit your content. Okay, we're going to take that content. We're actually going to edit it for you. We're going to do all the revisions you want. Okay, unlimited revisions. You let us know what you want change. You don't like the font, we'll change the font. You don't like the color, we'll change the color. You don't like the clips, we'll rearrange the clips and make it better for you. All right, boom, crushing it. Okay, we're gonna do all the revisions for you. And then posting content, the last part here, posting content. Okay, we're gonna create a posting schedule for you. All right, we're just gonna do it for you. Don't even worry about posting your content. We'll do it for you. We already got the assets. We already have all your content edited and ready to roll. We're gonna do it for you. And then we're gonna write the copy as well. Okay, we're gonna use some Chat GPT. Don't worry about us sounding dumb. We're not gonna sound dumb. We got Chat GPT in our back pocket. We got the smartest AI on the planet writing our titles and captions for us. Make me sound like a marketing genius. That's gonna be our prompt to Chat GPT. Write me a caption on this video. Make me sound like make me sound like Eddie Malouf. Dude, I'm telling you, content would crush. All right, so content prep. That's how we're going to essentially lower their investment on time or effort and sacrifice. And then from there, we're going to start designing our delivery cube. Okay, so we listed our problems, we listed our solutions, and now we're going to organize a delivery cube. What's a delivery cube? Well, it's from Alex Hormozi's $100 million offers. Okay, and this is what it looks like. There's certain aspects that we have to dial in here. We have personal attention, we have consumption, effort level, speed, support, and then 10x or to 110. So let's start on the personal attention side. How are we actually going to deliver this amazing value that we just created inside of our offer? Well, chances are there's going to be some one-on-one aspects because, you know, we got to give everyone a little bit of one-on-one attention with this, especially when it comes to the content and prep side. Okay, monthly one-on-one topic generation calls. Who wouldn't want to attend one of those? Going to make sure that they're set up. There might be some small group trainings as well. Maybe some of these things that we could do when it comes to content inspiration. Maybe we could do like a group call on content inspiration. Maybe we could do some content scripting group calls where you get a partner and you guys get a little bit more personal attention that way. You guys can script things together. Okay, so there's areas that we could do some small group and one-on-one. Probably won't do one-to-many on this one. Just doesn't work out for us. Okay, just not something that we're probably going to do. And then from there, we'll move down to effort level. Okay, we'll have a hybrid. Okay, DIY, do it yourself. DWY, done with you. DFY, done for you. Okay, it's probably going to be a hybrid between a little bit of do it yourself, a little bit of done with you, a little bit of done for you. Editing will be done for you. done with you. We'll do some of that topic generation, getting the wheels turning on the content you want to create. But hey, you got to shoot the content. So this is going to be a hybrid of the effort level that we're going in at. We can't do a full service, especially if we're a content agency. Now, if we were doing like just local, maybe we could do all of it done for you, where it's like, hey, we'll actually come in and we'll film. That would be an epic price point. You're gonna have to lower that total addressable market dramatically by doing that. We're gonna teach people how to think, not what to think. And then lastly here, what's the support look like? Well, we're gonna get them a Slack channel, do some Zoom calls, get them organized and ClickUp, give them a little dashboard, all that good stuff. So maybe that's what the support looks like on our side. Maybe your support looks different. Maybe you're using different applications, WhatsApp, Discord, a bunch of different options there when it comes to communication and support. And then consumption. What does it look like? Are we just going to be sending them audio messages? Are there going to be some video modules that they can go through? Probably. Are there going to be some written scripts? Probably. Some templates? Probably. Okay, so consumption will probably be through video and written. And speed? Okay, what's our communication speed look like? We available 24/7? We're going to answer within 5 minutes? We're going to answer in 24 hours? Maybe we only answer between 9 to 5? Okay, we're probably going to answer between 9 to 5. Well, after hours, no need for that. We'll answer between 9 to 5. We got you. We got good support. And then from there, 10x to 1/10 value. So 10x, for 10x the price, what would you specifically provide? So this is just a great measurement of, are we providing enough? Is there enough value? So if you 10x the price point on your service, say our service is 5,000. If we 10x that, it's 50K service. What would we provide? We're going to put it through that measurement. And then 1/10 of the price. So if it was $500, how would you still make them successful with a $500 price point? A good little exercise to put yourself through and put your offer through to see, would it still hold weight at $50,000? Would it still hold weight at $500? And then we got to trim and stack a little bit. So once we got the delivery cube down, we got some solutions, we got to trim and stack this down. Okay, so what does this actually look like when we start putting together a little bit of an offer? And then you guys will organize the final offer on the next stream. All right, so trim and stack here. Trim down the delivery solutions. We technically already did that over here. We already trimmed those down. And then turn them into a high value deliverable. So this is what it would end up looking like. Okay, so on the content prep side, we asked the question, how anyone can prep content fast and easy. Man, we have our foolproof content ideation system. Okay, I'd buy into that. Got to make it foolproof. Content ideation system. We're going to have our one-on-one content ideation orientation. You get this orientation every single time that you sign up for our services. We're going to make sure that you guys are in alignment on the best way to prep for your content. Okay, we do that orientation call. And then after that, we're going to do monthly ideation one-on-one calls with you guys. We're going to do plug and play scripting pack. You're going to get the scripting pack. Man, you guys are going to have all the different ways that we're going to script content. You're going to get the YouTube pack. You're going to get the short form reels, shorts, and TikTok pack. You're going to get the Twitter pack for some written content. That's a bonus, by the way. We don't normally include that. That's just strictly a bonus. It's so good. And we're going to have the community ideation Slack channel where you're going to have all these entrepreneurs ideating on content with you. They're going to drop their ideas on content that they're going to be posting. You're going to be so inspired. You're going to be freaking doing jumping jacks every morning, jumping out of bed. Filming content. How anyone can film 30 pieces of short form content in 2 hours. 30 reels in 2 hours production guide. That's what we're going to call it. 30 reels in 2 hour production guide. So when you guys go and create content, remember, we're trying to minimize what? 2 things: time delay and effort and sacrifice. This takes care of both, okay? Because you're going to be able to do this in 2 hours, and we're decreasing your effort and sacrifice. Okay, you're only gonna have to put in 2 hours of effort a month to get your 30 reels out. Okay, so you're gonna get our one-on-one production ready setup call. We're gonna make sure you're primed and ready to go. And if you're not primed and ready to go, we're gonna help you get there. We're gonna get these 30 reels done. You're gonna have a piece of content to post every single day of the week. Production best practices training. We're actually gonna do a one-on-one training with get your lighting set up. We're gonna get your camera set up the way it needs to be. We're gonna make sure that you are looking crisp and fine, baby. You're also going to get the 30 reels in 2 hours training. Exactly how we create 30 reels in 2 hours like clockwork. That's the filming content side. Editing content, completely done for you post-production. And then personally branded, done for you post-production. Basically the same thing, right? But it's personally branded. We're gonna have the A to Z done for you post-production team. They are the most gangster team on the planet. We got Tyler Lee in the cut. We got Mr. Cam in the cut, right? They're going to be editing your content. You guys are going to be blown away. They're going to use fonts that no one's ever used before. They're going to use all the memes and emojis that you want. We're going to get those 30 reels back to you ASAP within 14 days. One-on-one brand guideline onboarding. You guys, we're not just going to edit your content. We're going to know you intimately. Okay. We're going to know you and your brand. We're going to know what colors are going to be in your brand guidelines. We're going to know what fonts you use. We're going to know what, hey, are you a meme style content creator? Are you a more serious style content creator? What does it look like? And then posting content completely done for you posting. So custom caption done for you daily posting. See how we took all of the problems that we listed out at the beginning here and we just made them sound so simple, so much easier. We lowered the amount of time delay and effort and sacrifice. So that whole section was literally on these pieces here. We didn't even really talk too much about creating a perceived likelihood of achievement and creating a dream outcome, because a lot of that's done through strong messaging and social proof, right? That's not necessarily around the offers. But when we can decrease time delay and effort and sacrifice, well, sweet, 30 reels in 2 hours, right? All of these things start to come into play by having a strong offer.